The Wolfenstein series is one of the type of games where the main focus is on the combat, and if all you want to do is kill every enemy that you see, then without a doubt the Wolfenstein series will become one of your favourite games. So that's why in this video I'll be going for Wolfenstein Old Blood Platinum. However, I do want to talk about the game. Out of the 4 recent Wolfenstein games that came out, Old Blood is alright, as New Order and new classes are better. I haven't played the Youngblood yet, so can't really say anything about it until I play it. Of course, being a Wolfenstein game, there's one thing this game does well, and that's the combat. It feels smooth when shooting at the enemies, especially when you do wooden weapons. Now, if you don't feel like going through guns blazing and killing everyone you see, this game gives you the option to complete stealth through some section until you have to fight. That's why the combat in this game was so good, as it gives you ways to approach each combat encounter. However, there's one minor problem after the combat. When I try to reload my dual with assault rifles, it won't load one of them, meaning that I have to press square to reload the other rifle. This can be a problem, as you gotta check if the weapon is reloaded all the time. Is there anything that should have been better in the game? Yes, and that's the story. In my opinion, it's the weakest part of the game, but it's not really an issue with me, as I don't play the Wolfenstein games for the story, I play them for the combat. There's one thing that confuses me about this game. Towards the end of the story, zombies gets introduced. You don't get told how they came and how they disappeared after the story, they're just there. Also, this never gets mentioned by any character in New Order, new classes, not a single time. Anyways, out of the way, let's now talk about Wolfenstein Old Blood Platinum, shall we? There are a total of 51 trophies, which consists of 42 bronzes, 5 silvers, 3 gold trophies, and a platinum trophy. Takes around 12 hours to complete with a difficulty rating of 5 out of 10, so now let's get on with the platinum. Before playing the story, I had to decide what difficulty I was playing on, as the 2 separate trophies that tie to difficulty, and they're superhero and uberhero, so I decided to play on the hardest difficulty setting called Uber. The reason why I picked it to play on this difficulty is that I can lock all the trophies at once and then we'll have to play the story again. Now, if you don't feel like playing the hardest difficulty, there's a way of choosing difficulty with the trophies. All you have to do is replay the last chapter in Uber, and after you finish it, you unlock the trophies. Of course, I never did it, as I wanted to experience the Uber difficulty in this game. Throughout the story, there wasn't any spots where I was completely struggling. Some areas took longer than others, but all it takes for you to do is know where enemies spawn and find a good place to camp. And if you do that, then you get past most encounters pretty easily. Even though I never struggled during the story, there was one instance where I was annoyed at a certain part and I was to find a boss battle. What made me annoyed is the original plan wasn't working, as I kept dying over and over again. So after many attempts, I decided to do a new strategy, and basically what you do is stay in the lower tier, shoot that monster in the mouth, and watch out for enemies that come from upper tier. After my 3rd attempt, I finally got past the boss battle. That was the only time I was annoyed in an area in this game, as I found Uber difficulty not that hard to complete. Yes, if you don't pay attention or not read it, then it could be hard, but for me it wasn't, as I am familiar with the difficulty as I platinum both Wolfenstein New Order and new classes. Now, during chapter 6, you are given an option to save 2 people, and there are 2 trophies tied to saving both people. It doesn't really matter who you save it first, as the story doesn't get affected by your choice. So after the story ends, just replay chapter 6, but this time save the other person in order to get the trophy. Overall, the story for Wolfenstein Old Blood was alright. It's not the best I've seen, it's not the worst either, it's just average in my opinion. Also, the Wolfenstein games aren't known for having the best stories in their games. So anyways, here's your trophies for the story. Now onto the collectibles. In total, there's 64 goals and 10 letters you have to collect to earn the platinum. The collectibles in this game are alright, it's not too many of them to collect, and they're spread out evenly throughout the chapters. Yeah, it can be annoying when you want to collect one collectible at the very end of the chapter, meaning that to play through the whole level just for one collectible, but luckily the chapters aren't that long to complete, so it won't take you long to do, so here's the collectible trophies. During the story, you will stumble upon beds across each of the chapters, and if you sleep in them, you will transport the original Wolfenstein 3D game, and in order to complete the level, you must find a key that unlocks the gate at the end of the map. Nightmare levels are not that hard to complete. The hardest thing about them is trying to find a key in the gate to complete the level. I would recommend when entering a room to always search for a key, as if you don't, then you gotta search the whole map, and that might take you a while to do. Other than that, they're a good addition to the game, so here's the trophies for the Nightmare levels. While playing through the story, you have the ability to unlock perks that will help you throughout your game. To lock each perks, you have to do things like get kills with a certain weapon or get overcharge your health to 200. 90% of the perks are pretty easy to earn, as I locked them while playing through the story. However, there's 2 perks that I found the most grind to complete. The first perk is called Carry Heavy Machine Gun. It requires you to get 200 kills with a heavy machine gun. Throughout my playthrough, I never used heavy machine gun, and the only time that I used it when I had to. So I found a good area at the end of chapter 7 where there's a heavy machine gun and plenty of enemies all around. I did it repeatedly until I got the perk. And then the final perk is called Quick Turn, which to earn you have to kill 50 enemies from cover. This word isn't hard to complete, as all you have to do is find a group of enemies that are bunched together and kill them until you lock the perk. I do want to say, if you're in a room full of enemies and need to get a shot camera perk, kill the enemies with a shotgun, restart the checkpoint and do this until the perk unlocks. This makes going for perks easier, as you can do it with most of the perks. Anyways, here's the trophies for the perks. playing through the story, you unlock challenges that you can play, and in total there's 10 of them that you have to complete for the platinum. To be able to complete the challenges, all you need to do is get a certain amount of scores for a gold medal. It's different for each challenge. The best way of achieving the highest scores is to aim for the head and trying to have them in a combo so that you can get a bonus score from it. But before starting the challenges, you have to play I Am Different Character to be able to achieve the gold medal. And artists after doing the first challenge a couple of times wondering why I wasn't earning the gold medal, until I looked at a YouTube comment telling me I needed to do an I Am Different Character difficulty. Now, as the challenge is hard to complete, some are harder than others, like for example the workshop and bathhouse challenges were the hardest to complete for me, as if you mess up a couple of times and not get a good enough combo going, then most likely you won't get the gold medal. With that though, the rest of the challenges weren't that hard to do. Even some of them I completed my first attempt, and then others took a couple of attempts to know where the enemy spawn location is and go to my camping location. Overall, I quite like the challenges. They were fun to do and they were a good addition to the game, so here's the trophies for the challenges. Here's the platinum for Wolfenstein. Would I recommend people to platinum this game? Yes I would. Everything about the game is pretty good, and even if you aren't going to platinum this game, I still recommend it. But if you are going for the platinum for this game, I would say the hardest trophy is completing the story and uber difficulty. After you do that, then the rest of the trophies are pretty much easy to earn. Anyways, that is the video. If you enjoyed it and want more videos like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more platinum videos, and I'll see you in the next one.